It's a war for control. The control of your mind and your body. Americans are traditionally independent, very hard to control. But the architects of the New World Order have ways to force you into submission. First, through a well-orchestrated agenda including health care, financial security, safety from crime, and environmental issues, the public will be coerced into accepting a national identification card. It will be disguised in the cloak of benevolence, the government doing a great good deed for the people. Once the national identification card is in place, it will become the ID card. Without it, you'll not be able to make deposits or withdrawals at the bank, write a check at the supermarket, or even drive your automobile. Soon thereafter, legislation will require all citizens to carry their national ID card at all times.
Drop jelly beans, GMT, peyote, I know you feel me. Peace song is a natural trip to me. My rhymes are so vivid, you start to see things way different. America's fate, I was fast asleep, but now I'm wide awake. I was under the spell of King Goo and reserve notes. Religion and fashion, I used to be flashy till I had a total recall. Forgot what I already knew. It took me 33 years for me to see the truth. Ever so clear, I was too young, I couldn't articulate myself the right way, son. But now, let me break it down, pass it all around. This is not a theory, the conspiracy is real. They wanna put me in a straight jacket in a padded room, tell the world it's 12 monkeys, so they could be confused. Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep their eye on me. But I'ma stay incognito, in places they can't find me. Make my moves strategically. Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep their eye on me. But I'ma stay incognito, in places they can't find me. Make my moves strategically. They say life is like chess, but fuck that, I'm tired playing games with you kids. Ain't no time for playing, check the rhymes I'm saying. I write it for the streets, for the hood, inspiration, inspire a part of the map. Where there's poverty, I started with a mob, but now I got an army of soldiers and troopers. The TV and the radio scared to death of us, so we hit the YouTube up. Now I got millions of views. Now watch how many rappers follow what P do. Now I'm too hoodie to conform to the program. I'm too much of a rebel for me to try to fit in, nigga. It don't matter the color of your skin. Right now you either positive or you negative. I got friends in high places, multiple races, and coaches on my side. All you got is paper.
The skit that comes before the song Illuminati, you know, once again, it just fit right along with the song. You know, as soon as the skit comes on, you got the guy saying it's a war for control, you know what I mean, for your mind and your body. And that's exactly, he hit it right on the nose. Like, that's what I was talking about back in 96. You know what I mean? Confirm for people like, yo, P is talking some sense here. You know what I mean? Like, look, you hear somebody else saying the same thing what P was talking about. You know what I mean? So it makes people just want to even research it even more. You know what I mean? To find out, well, like, where he get that skit from? Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, maybe P ain't bugging. You know what I mean? Maybe there is some kind of truth to what he's saying. Let me go find out. So, you know, hopefully that skit will make people interested in going and find out the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really going down, man. It's a war for your mind, body, and soul. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about money. They make the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about control. You know what I mean? Over your soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people they can control as slaves. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they got us, man, with food, with fashion, with everything, entertainment, like everything, man. They really got our minds in a trap, man. You know what I mean? So a lot of people say, when you say entertainment, do you mean rap music too then? Nah, I don't mean rap music, because rap music is rebellious music from the hood. Our music started going against this machine. Like, we are the real rage against the machine. You know what I mean? It's rap music. It's hip-hop. You know what I mean? So hip-hop is not, it don't count when I say they got the world by the brain. Some hip-hop do count for that, you know what I mean? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. That's not the purest form. Like Mobb Deep and what I bring to the table, this is the purest form of hip hop. You know what I mean? That's why we able to last so long. The song Illuminati, I wanted to do that song because, you know, for a couple of reasons. Number one, to help, like I said before, help people connect the dots with the things I was saying in the past, you know what I mean? And, you know, just bring them up to date and help them, you know, bring them up to speed and like, okay, so he's really continuing from what he was saying back then, you know what I'm saying? So I did the song Illuminati and I used my line from the I Shot You song, you know what I mean? Basically because, you know, Jay-Z used it too, but I feel like he ain't used it in the right way, you know what I mean? So I wanted to use it again, you know what I mean, and really do it right and bring it to the world right, how that song is supposed to be, you know what I mean? Big up to Jay-Z for using my words on this song. That was gangster, that was love right there, you know what I'm saying? So that's cool and everything, but I just feel like I really had to do it the right way. They profiling us, they watching us. It's real, it's a secret society out here, you know what I mean? And when you expose them, and you ask them about it, they deny it. So that's how you know it's a secret society. It's real, man. So that's what this song was all about. I hope the people can get into it and feel it, because, you know, it's just me sharing what I know with the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really trying to tell people, oh, you gotta change, son, you gotta do this, nah, I ain't about that. I'm about just telling you what my experiences is and what I go through and what I've learned, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sharing it with you, and you just take it where you want to take it from there, you know what I'm saying? And that's that. You got this power that people call God. There's many names for it. Allah, God, the creator, the most high, but the power exists. Some people, they don't like to admit that power exists, or they just don't believe it, they're atheists, you know what I mean? But me personally, I know there's a higher power, and you know, that power is real. That power is like, it's one force, right? It's one God force on this planet. And we are given free will to do what we want with that power. You could use that power for good, and then you could use that power for evil too. But there's only one power. You know, so when people say the God and the devil, no, there's only one. But you could use that force for bad. That's what these people are playing with. They're playing with that energy that exists out here that we all have access to.
Prodigy, what's going on, man?
What up, kid?
Chilling, man.
Good to see you.
You know, you asked me to come up here and meet you. We're gonna have this talk. But where are we right now, man? Can you tell us where we're at? Can we say?
We actually at home. A friend of mine, Cynthia, she does these immersive plays. I'm actually a part of one of them, and we're working on another one. But the original one that we worked on is called the Illuminati Ball, okay. And we actually do it here in the house.
So we're in the Illuminati house?
Basically, yeah.
I want to take it all the way back to the beginning. 1995 was the first time I ever heard about the Illuminati. It was in the verse. You were on LL Cool J's I Shot You remix. And you said, Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body.
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep their eye on me.
I don't know if we all knew what you meant at the time. I know it started a trend where then every rapper started using Illuminati in their rhymes. Yeah. For you, when you first wrote that lyric, what was going on in your head? What was the message you were really trying to convey?
You know, I grew up in Long Island until I was like 12. And then I moved to Queens, I moved to Left Right. But in Long Island, they had the gods and the earths. You know, like the 5% Nation, the Nation of Islam. It's not the same thing, but affiliated in a way. It always like was intriguing to me because they was out there hustling and doing their thing, but at the same time, they had a lot of knowledge. Mm-hmm. I had a group of friends in school, and we were all interested in this information, and we were actually cut out of school to go to the library because we realized that school wasn't teaching us about the history of our culture and our people. I had bumped into some other books that these Muslim brothers used to sell on the streets. The author was Dr. Malachi Z. York. His books just opened my eyes even wider. Simple things like when you say amen after you pray, like where does that come from? Like the origin of the Bible, the origin of the Quran. And I came across the word Illuminati. I wanted to put what I was learning into the music, but I didn't want to turn the fans off. So I decided to like plant seeds. People not gonna understand what I'm talking about yet, but it's gonna make them curious.
about a year later, after this song comes out, Jay-Z drops his debut Reasonable Doubt, and on it he has a song called The Evils, produced by DJ Premier.
Right.
And they sample your line, Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body.
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body.
God, I wonder, can you save me? I can't die.
Yeah, this shit is wicked on.
And then from there, I mean, you name it, everyone from Jay-Z to Kanye West, Drake, Meek Mill, Rick Ross, Kendrick Lamar. We're talking about Beyonce and Madonna has talked about the Illuminati in their lyrics.
Beyonce line was crazy too.
Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess.
Cause I'm like, is she taking a shot? Or is she doing what I did? Like, you know what I mean? Just like putting it in there. I don't know. It's interesting to see her even say that in a song.
What is the Illuminati? Like, if you could break down what it is that we're actually talking about when we say Illuminati.
It's a group that was formed like in the 1700s, something like that, 1600s. This dude named Adam Weishaupt, he started this group of people, like powerful, rich people that basically could shape popular opinion and the way, you know, the world is gonna move forward. The word means like the illuminated ones. Light is like information, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you see the light now. I found out the origin of the information that they were teaching. It basically comes from this group called the Essenes in Egypt. These are like the original black culture. They're like the scholars, doctors, scientists, esoteric thinkers, and they just knew how to do stuff. Like, for example, look at the pyramids. Nobody understands how the pyramids were built. These are the people that had that knowledge. The Eye of Horus, the pyramid, those are artifacts and things from black culture. They represent certain things of our people from ancient black history of Egypt. You know what I mean? Ancient Egypt. You got these group of people, they break into the tombs, they steal the riches, like the gold and the mummies, and they rape and pillage our culture. They got you thinking your own people and your own artifacts and your own symbolism is evil.
You know, it's funny, okay, we talked about this journey that started 20 years ago, even beyond that, because it goes back to when you were in high school and you were learning, but you first dropped the lyric 21 years ago. And you have a new album coming out where these themes start to come into play again. The Hegelian Dialectic is the name of the new album, the Hegelian Dialectic. Talk to me about this album.
It's basically like my magnum opus type of album. When I first dropped that seed, from that point on, I would keep dropping little seeds here and there, just building up to the point where we can have a full conversation about this. I didn't know when it was gonna happen. I didn't know what I was gonna call the project, but this has been planned since I was 19.
Definitely like a lot of information on this album and things that even on the surface, like, again, you know what I'm saying? I think people might approach No Religion and be like, oh, he used the Jay-Z sample.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
And it's dope how it connects to the Evils and connects to Illuminati.
Nah, that was like a straight shout out. Like, I love Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Even though we went through our little bullshit, whatever, that's...
Brotherhood of Elite Rappers.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Word.
But you know, it's a deeper meaning as well, so you use that as the icing on the cake of...
Right.
There's a whole thing under that of what
yeah.
you're trying to say. And I think throughout this album, man, but I definitely appreciate you for your time and the information and the clarity.
Shit, thank you, man, for even wanting to do this, like, you know?
Nah, of
People
course.
need to know this story.
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep their eye on me.
It's the infamous Mobb Deep. Prodigy, head nigga in charge, you know what I'm saying? Basically, what we talking about right now is the Illuminati, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you what it means to me. The name Illuminati means the enlightened ones. You know something that somebody else doesn't know. Those people in those positions of power control and manipulate situations into their favor for their own agenda. Laws being changed, the FDA putting ingredients in certain foods for certain reasons. Mostly their agenda is population control, mind control. You're being manipulated. We all being manipulated, you know what I'm saying? You learn that they infiltrate groups in key positions in those groups. so they can control the decision making to move things, to move with their agenda, to control the mass popular opinion, and to control the world.
It took me 33 years for me to see the truth. Ever so clear, I was too young, I couldn't articulate myself the right way, son.
If you really want to know about something and you study the origin of it, you get to the bottom of it, you get to the roots. You start seeing things that you didn't recognize before. Like, oh, wow, this is kind of deep, son. This is some other shit. It's not what you thought it was. How the government started, how religion started. Like, that's just interesting to me. And me and my mans, we used to go to the library in Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway, and we used to just study history books, and Behold the Pale Horse, that was one of the books, and Dr. Malachi Z. York. We bumped across this book one day called The President's Bloodline, you know what I mean? And basically it showed how all the U.S. presidents was all related through marriage or cousins or bloodline all the way back to the kings and queens of Europe. That's not a democracy, that's a secret society.
I was under the spell of King Guru and reserve notes. Religion and fashion, I used to be flashy.
Then you got some rappers, they talk about the shit and they don't even understand. Kanye West is Illuminati, Beyonce and Jay-Z is Illuminati. Like, dogs, what the fuck are you talking about? Then they try to say I said that shit. I seriously doubt that he's down with this elite group of people that run shit. Like, come on, Jay-Z's a fucking crumb compared to these niggas. Like, give a fuck how much money that nigga got. They want some real shit. That's how powerful these people are, dogs. You know what I'm saying? Even me, I was doing a little bullshit too, buying mad diamonds and doing those dumb shit, promoting the wrong type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I snapped out of that shit and got myself together and refocused on what shit is supposed to be. Like, what are you trying to promote to the people? Like, what are you all about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your mission statement, dog? What do you represent? Like, for real. Well, that's one thing I think why a lot of people were saying Kanye West was down with the Masons and Illuminati. He was wearing a lot of that symbolism shit. So Kanye probably just thought the shirt was cool. Like, that doesn't mean he's a Mason and Illuminati. See, this is deeper than all that. When people start talking about all that shit really gets all stupid. They just want to hear the hot topic of the day. Oh, Kanye West is a Mason. No, man, he throwing up the rock. That's the Illuminati symbol. Like, come on, dog, get the fuck out of here. Get real, nigga. Get with the times, nigga. You know what I mean? Free your mind, dogs. Learn something, man. Learn something, man.
Now, let me break it down, pass it all around. This is not a theory. The conspiracy is real.
This is Sway.
Sway. Sway.
Sway.
In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake that body.
Wake your fuck ass up. Crust out your eyes.
Prodigy is hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, Don.
Yo, P, you an interesting dude, man. There's so many layers to you. Like, we know you're an author. You know, you're writing scripts. Of course, you put out a ton of music.
Yeah.
And people, when they think of artists, they don't think that the artists aren't impacted or affected by what goes on in the world today. Sometimes artists are protected from some of the things that everyday people go through. But you were just talking about being at an airport, having to go through security and getting looked at funny.
Yo, man, it's serious, man. And plus, not only that, yeah, because I had my weed socks on, I had my Huff marijuana plant socks on. I took my shoes off, and they were looking at me like, yeah, check him extra, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but also, you know what I mean, just traveling like that. Like, I remember one time we did Spain. We was out in Spain for a show, and I think it was Barcelona we was in, and there was bombs going off, like 2 blocks from us. It was like a war going on out there,
really?
Like some kind of terrorist,
some civil unrest.
Bombs going off 2 blocks away from the hotel. I was shook, dog. I was like, yo, we gotta get out of here, man.
You was shook?
What?
Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. He was actually shook.
Wow, man.
That's
look what's going on in Turkey. Like we do world tours, like so it's like just imagine being out there and then that's happening. Like that's crazy.
And then you come home and you find out that the government is tapping into our phone lines, tapping into our internet activities. Do you talk about that at all in your music, or does that affect the
yeah. I'm a type of artist, man. There's many, sides to me. I get political. I got the hood stories, you know what I mean? I can make love songs for shorties, gangster love songs, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I touch on a lot of topics in my rhymes, so, yeah, I definitely get political with it. What's up, man? What you want to talk about, man?
Wait, going back to the shorties, though, I feel like I don't know the type of woman that you want. Like, I know so much about the music and whatnot, but I'm like, Prodigy, what's good with the love and lust life? What's your quintessential chick like?
Pretty thug. I gotta have a pretty thug by my side, you heard?
So you need someone to roll up your weed? What do you mean by the thug part?
Just somebody that's, like me mentally, like, you know what I mean, sharp, on point, you know what I mean, for certain things. Like, you gotta have a little street edge to you. You just can't be all walking like ditzy. You don't know what the hell's going on out here. Like, you know what I mean?
True.
Yeah. I need somebody that's on point.
Just out of curiosity, have you ever been rejected?
Oh, yeah, man. Bad story. I got a bad rejection story.
What happened, dog?
Oh, man, it was heartbreaking.
You all right?
Heartbreaking, man.
Tracy, give him
Vent it out.
What happened, Pete?
All I'll say it like this, man. Yeah, please. Thank you, man. I was in Puerto Rico, man. It was a famous movie star chick. You know what I mean? I seen her in the restaurant. We was all in the restaurant eating. She was over there with like 6 or 7 of her girlfriends. Now, you know, I mustered up the heart. I was like, go talk to her, man. You know what I'm saying? So I walked over to her. I said, excuse me, how you doing? My name's Prodigy. Nice to meet you. She looked at me. She said, nigga, don't you see me talking with my girls right now?
Nigga!
I picked my face back up. I walked away.
Damn!
So it was a black female actress.
Very, very embarrassing. I swear, I've never been through that before. Like, she shot me down with the Uzi. You heard?
Wow, that's crazy. We got Orlando from North Carolina on the line. Go ahead, O.
My thing is, you know, I was wondering, speaking on the politics, have you ever considered maybe doing something along the lines of, say, reaching out to Professor Griff or any of these cats that, you know, can really hopefully bring something more informative to the people, you know, because now it seems to me it's WWF, man. That's where I can put it. Whole bunch of characters running around doing, just whatever they can to get attention, but nobody's saying anything with any substance.
Yeah, I mean, definitely me and Griff had conversations about that before, you know what I mean? I do a lot of stuff out there, man. There's a guy, interesting character named Alex Jones, man, you know what I mean? He got a little internet show called InfoWars, and I did his show before. That was kind of controversial when I did that. But me and Griff kicked it before about doing a project together, like, word.
That would be Professor Griff from Public Enemy. I just ran into him a couple weeks ago. I was at the Hangout Festival, and they performed there, and it's good to see them dudes. They still got the messaging going.
Right.
You know, let me ask you this, Pete, because a lot of artists are affiliate or assumed to be a part of this secret society, the Illuminati, and they think it exists in the music. People think it exists in the music business, and that urban artists actually are able to participate in this society. Have you experienced anything that leads you to believe there is a secret society that some artists are privy to of certain access that others aren't?
Nah, I don't believe that.
You don't believe that?
Nah, I don't believe that. I believe that there's definitely a secret society. You know what I mean? I believe definitely maybe some of these label heads, like major labels and like major corporate companies, might have something to do with it, and they, you know, might be involved with the agenda. You know what I mean? But as far as like the rappers and like, you know, certain R&B artists or whatever, nah.
You don't believe that?
Nah.
Now there are people who will argue and say that rap, and I've had this debate too. And man, I actually had this. I teed the defense on how good is rap for the society, because when you look at the majority of things that's on the radio, the messaging that it pushes can be considered derogatory. A lot of people use the excuse, man, you know, I'm just painting a picture, or that doesn't mean you have to do what it says. But isn't it influential? Like, doesn't it impact? And
I mean, words is powerful, man. It's like a double-edged sword, man. You gotta, you gotta be careful with the message that you put out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make sure you're saying the right thing, man. Like, I had to struggle with that my whole career, you know, because of where our environment, where we come from, and you know, the neighborhoods I grew up in, and the style of music we make is real aggressive, is real, you know, street.
A lot of characters getting killed in your verses.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you got to know how to, you know, put the right message in there. You got to fit the message in there. And I think about it because I really don't believe in this system, man. This system's foul, man. You know what I mean? I believe you can make small little changes here and there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it'll take years for it to get to where
I'm going to ask you that, man, because I'm an idealist.
Right.
I'm one of those people who always try to, we could do something. We could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes at MLK, when the homies were saying, man, you crazy. These people never gonna let us do this. But I had a conversation with Brad Meltzer, the author, that show, the History Channel show.
Right.
Friend of mine, right?
Yeah, I know Brad.
Yeah. And he actually mentioned you, actually.
Right.
And
Oh yeah, I mean I watched because I talked to people when Dakota first came on.
So you even familiar with that?
Oh, I know the whole story because they approached me. I can't tell you who.
Okay.
But one of the biggest, I'll tell you offline, but one of the biggest guys in the hip hop community approached me and asked me to do something with him on that. Way before
Can
anyone
I
was talking
speculate
about
who that is,
Who
Brad?
do you think it is?
Queens, New York.
Mobb
Mobb D. Prodigy.
It is a Mobb D person.
Okay.
It is a Mobb. That's all I'm saying.
Because he's
It's a
big
Mobb
on
D
that
person.
Illuminati
Of
stuff.
course he is. Of course he is. So I got approached by someone who said, I want to do something with you. They watched Decoded. They were like, we see it. And this was before anyone was talking about Jay-Z or any of this nonsense.
Yeah.
Before anybody. This was, and he said, you want to do something with it. And we talked about whether we should do it or not and let them do it.
I think right now we're in a space, if I become successful, any of us become successful, why is it my success is negated to the Illuminati gave it to me?
Right.
Do you think sometimes our people just are not comfortable with seeing us on a level of success? And if he does get successful, you either cheated. First, it was you was a drug dealer.
Right.
Now is you sold your soul to the devil.
Right.
Is there too much secret society paranoia in our community, bro?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's too much confusion. It's too much confusion with all that Illuminati stuff and all that secret society stuff. Like, you need people that is able to explain it in the right way. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not what everybody think it is. You know what I'm saying? Because they put a lot of disinformation and misinformation on the internet, and because they know the young kids they interested. They trying to learn. They investigating. And so they know that. So they putting a lot of crazy videos with this one is Illuminati, this one is doing this, he's throwing up his symbol or whatever. But a lot of that is just fiction, man. It's just to confuse people even more from what's really going on. Like, there's really things going on behind the scenes. Like, that's very real. You know what I'm saying? There's no denying that. Like, look at the world that we live. Look what happened to our ancestors. Look, you think that happened for no reason? Nah, there's a system in place that they put in place to keep people under control. Look what they did to our people, dog. Like, that's the illest shit in the world, what they did to us. Like, you know what I mean? They brainwashed us and completely wiped out our history from the schools and from, that's a plan. They plan to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely real, but it's just not a lot of what people think it is. You know what I mean? What you were saying, like when somebody like Obama wins, oh, he's Illuminati, or like when Jay-Z sell whatever the main records, oh, because he's Illuminati, he got Beyonce, they down with the Illuminati. Like, a lot of that stuff is false information, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of truth to the politics side and the government side, but a lot of these artists, they have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? They have nothing to do with that.
I just can't see some old white guys deciding, well, Jay-Z, well, we gonna welcome you on the train now. That just don't.
That's science fiction, bro.
I read some of your letters, man, because a lot of them hit the internet, man. One of the things you were talking about a lot while you were in prison was a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff, Illuminati stuff. Do you still believe that?
Yeah, it's real.
Talk to me about, because I remember, can we bring this up real quick? It's just it's from your letter. I'm going to read it. It says, the exact moment in time when I discovered that the entire planet was being lied to and was put upon a spell to keep us unaware of it was back in 1996, around the time Biggie got locked up for the tech in his house. And then there was something else here that I thought was interesting. You said, Jay-Z knows the truth, but he chose sides with evil in order to be accepted in the corporate. Jay-Z conceals the truth from the black community and promotes the lifestyle of the beast instead. First of all, a lot of people, there's a lot of talk of Illuminati, like there's certain rappers in the Illuminati, Jay-Z, Kanye, and so. Do you believe that they're rappers in the Illuminati?
Nah.
You don't believe that? Okay. So how do you see sort of the role that these conspiracy theories play? Like how is the black community being controlled through that stuff?
Just through food, the environment, medication, branding. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of, you can go down the whole line. It's a whole web network of things. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. You know what I mean? People are definitely being manipulated. You know what I mean? It's a business.
And what can you do as an artist? What can we do as media to change that?
we could, just be rebellious and speak about it.
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah, so there was this guy named Dr. York. You know, he had a community in Brooklyn called the Ansar Law community. And basically he had his people out in the street selling books and the Muslim oils and different things like that, like incense and stuff like that. So I used to stop at the table to pick up this coconut oil because I liked how it smelled, you know, because the girls liked it. So at the table, they would sell these books written by Dr. York. You know what I mean? And there was a book. The first books that I read were books on like the holidays. One book was about Christmas. One was about Easter, and it showed like the origin of these pagan, you know, evil holidays. So I picked it up, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Because they had the Christmas book had the Santa Claus looking like Satan on the cover. I mean, it was just like strange. I never saw nothing like that before. You know, I was only like 16. So I picked up the book, and I started getting into it, and I started learning who Dr. York is and what he's about and the stuff that he teaches. And then I started reading a lot of his books. And I realized that, you know, this dude was basically teaching, you know, people, especially black people, you know, about our origin and where we come from and how we, you know, we have a great history in this world and how we were, like, basically brainwashed, you know, and soul-washed of all of our history and of who we are and everything.
Well, that's right. If you go back to Roman times, no one looked at and said black men were inferior. I mean, that wasn't even, you know, debated or discussed. And you can lay out your historical review. But what really, from my research, you go back 500 years ago, they wanted to start this transatlantic slave trade, and they had indentured servants who were white in Europe, but they said, hey, we can use Bible passages and distort them, dealing with Ham and Cain and Abel, and say that these people deserved to be slaves, and it actually took some selling, but because the sailors themselves from Europe were mainly pressed and slaves on the ships, if you actually research it, I mean, most of them were captured and put on the ships to run them. That's why there were so many people breaking off and becoming pirates. That then they sold that idea, and that really is an idea that didn't exist till, what, 500 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. You know, they flipped it in a lot of the Bible, so-called Bible stories and all that, or whatever. So, you know, Dr. York was just putting it out there, you know what I mean, and really, you know, exposing it to the world, you know, and sharing the information with everybody and accepting everybody also. You know, no matter what color you are, no matter what race you are, he was teaching that this is information that need to be, you know, just that needs to be put out there, needs to be learned, that can help save your soul.
When did you start learning about the Illuminati? Because you told me you've seen the Obama deception, you know, the radio show. I said, well, what's your favorite clip? And you said the Bohemian Grove, the David Gergen situation.
Yeah. I mean, through his books, you know, through Doc's books, that's how I learned about it. That's how I bumped into it. Because, you know, it all coincides with each other. You know what I mean? Once you start learning the origin of things and you start learning, you know, the background of things, or what's going on, you're going to stumble on this word Illuminati, and you're going to stumble on, you know, the whole diabolical plan and the whole grand scheme of things of what's happening, you know what I mean? So that's how I bumped into it. And then, you know, later on, years down the line, you know, I started doing research to make, I'm like, this is too unbelievable. The information that I was learning was like too incredible, you know what I mean? So it forces you to do your own research. It forces you, like back then, there wasn't no internet when I was growing up, you know what I mean? So I had to go to the library, you know what I mean, and check books out.
That's what I did, the exact same thing. So you've been awake for close to 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, I've been learning ever since I was like 16. I've been learning, doing research. So, you know, I'm 36 now, you know what I mean? So that's about, 20 years, you know what I mean? I've been really doing my research, you know what I mean, and studying this whole thing.
Like in entertainment in general, I mean, I feel like there's a general programming that's going on in entertainment. And my example is just simple and plain. I mean, you see who gets promoted. You'll see that a more militant, hardcore artist doesn't get promoted the way a mumble rapper or a soft dude. Like, you know, I mean, and I'm not picking on anybody, but I just say, you know, Lil Yachty, he's the man of the hour right now.
Right.
You know, he gets a lot of promotion. So does like a Young Thug, but then there's like mad hardcore artists who have a message, and then they don't get even a look, you know, in terms of current hip hop.
I definitely think that there's people in these corporations, like the presidents and CEOs of these labels. I think they definitely drive where the music is going. But I also think that you know, a lot of it is just the easy way out. People try to take the easy way out. What's going to make the most money right now?
Right.
And they take that easy way. All right, well, this style of music is hot. This is what's going to get you radio, club play, da-da-da. All right, we're going to do that. So it's like, it's not so diabolical like as people think. I think it's people just trying to make money the fastest way possible.
Got you.
So they do this style, or they dress this way, or they give this look. They put a bunch of chains on because they figure, like, you know, that's the easiest route. Everybody's doing it. It works. Just do it. It's cookie cutter shit, like, you know what I mean? But then there's also, like I said, there's also people in the corporate world, like, that have these high positions on television and radio where they're driving which direction the music is gonna go. Like, all right, we're gonna stay away from this. It's kind of threatening. It's kind of violent. Let's run with this. It's more safer. We feel safer doing this. And there might be some other reasons why they're doing it like that too, to drive where, you know, the population is going to drive where, like, the public opinion and control over people, you know what I mean? That's definitely happening also, like, you know what I mean? There's also people that's like, nah, we don't want. It's just like, for example, COINTELPRO.
Yeah.
With the Black Panthers and J. Edgar Hoover. It's a fact. It's not a theory.
Yeah.
That they was trying to stop the next Black Messiah. They have documents that say that, like, you know what I mean? They took out Malcolm X. They took out the Panthers. Like, they don't want Black leaders coming up and leading the people in the right direction. That's obviously happening. There's documents to prove that.
Right.
So what makes you think they wouldn't do that with the music and with fashion and with everything else? They're doing that too, like, you know what I mean? But you can't control people as much as you think you can. Like, you know what I mean? You could try to drive, we're gonna go in this direction with music or fashion or whatever, and we're gonna control these people. Like, people ain't stupid, you know what I mean? So you have to make people want to go that direction. So in order to do that, they make it popular, you know what I mean? They make it where, oh, this is an easy way to make money. So then you got the lower level of rappers and shit. They like, oh, we're gonna go this, we're gonna do this. They're not doing it for the diabolical plan. They doing it to make the quick money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I mean. It's like levels to this shit, like how it happens. Like, you know what I mean?
Thank you for watching Up TV. If you like this video and would love to see more, check out these great videos here. And don't forget to subscribe to Up TV and Up TV 2 for even more great videos.
Money is worthless, real power is people. Real strength is in the street where everybody's equal. Fuck jury, fuck rims. Let's spend on our protection. Get armor, get cameras. Get with it, little nigga, this man shit. Real power is people. Real strength is in the street where everybody's live from behind the wall. Sitting staring at the wall. I'm fit to pop out this bitch like a newborn. I'm fit to cut out all the smoking and the drinking. The wine and the spirits. It's evil when you think it, baby, so I'm telling the truth. You live it, then you see it. You breathe it, then you bid. I tell you little secret, it's a secret. Government, they worship an hour. They practice witchcraft to harness their power. Pedophiles rape little kids for energy. It's satanic rituals. WTC. R.I.P. They lit the Pentagon on fire. That's lighting the pentagram on fire. All these bodies for what? So you can scare everybody in the one world, huh? All my crimes is on deck. So if you ain't come for a war, then run. Money is worthless. Real power is people. Real strength is in the street where everybody's equal. Fuck jury, fuck rims. Let's spend on our protection. Get armor, get cameras. Get with it, little nigga, this man shit.
Real power is people. Real strength is in the street where everybody's equal.